Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. So I had an order for some drawers for my mom and dad. They're redoing their kitchen. There won't be a video showing these being put in or anything, but I just thought I would show you my way of doing these. There's boo-koodles of ways you can do drawers. So I've got all the parts, all the sides and fronts and backs and sides cut out. This is the first one. I've already got it glued together, and I'm going to show you how I've done these. I had one, I don't know how I did it, but I messed up and I cut it an inch too short on the side, so I've got to cut a couple of sides out. So to do all the other sides, I just use track saw because it's so much easier if you're doing a lot of them. So I just had a piece of 1/2 inch Baltic birch, or I don't know if this is Baltic or not, but it's a 1/2 inch birch plywood. I had like a half sheet, so I just cut strips out at the depth because they're all the same size. And somehow when I cut two of the sides, I cut them too short. So what I'm going to do now, instead of getting the track saw out, I'm just going to use my table saw. I'll end up having to set up for the grooves again, and you can see the groove there. It doesn't really matter because there's going to be a face put on here anyway. It's not a big deal. If you're doing it to where this is going to be the face of it, you could use a router and do a stop cut on each end or whatever if it bothers you. It doesn't bother me. But the way I'm connecting these, that's what's different. So let me get, I just need one strip of this at, I think this is 4.5. I'm just going to use the pieces that I've got to set my blade up on the table saw, and then we'll get going. So this is the width that I need. So what I'm going to do is just raise the blade up where it needs to be. Lock that in. Now I know I'm at the right width. And I need to get some hearing protection and breathing protection. So let me get this all ready to go, and then we'll start in. Okay, so now we're at the shaper workstation. I'm not using the shaper. I'm just going to use this to hold my work. I'm actually going to use the domino. You can see here. And what I did was, let me get these out of the way. These are the ones that aren't any, they're too short. I will use these to go ahead and mark my locations real quick. Like I said, I'll just take and transfer my mark here and here. I'll just take my big square. As long as it's close, it really doesn't have to be real precise. I just don't want to go over into this where the bottom is gonna go. All right, so what I did was I don't have tape on that one yet, but this will give you an idea how I'm doing this. Then all I got to do is tape this down. I've got a little bit of tape on the edge of my workstation. And that should hold it. So the lines, this is what really matters, is this line up here. And I'll show you why. Let me get the domino and I'll see if I can explain it. So on this thing, there's a hole. I don't know if you can see, where's the camera at? There's a hole right there, but also this triangle that right there, that's the center line of the bit. So all I got to do is make sure this is pulled up tight. I'll have to hold on to it because it's only got a little piece of tape on there. And then I end up getting both sides at one time, and they'll line up. So could you do these? I could do these with pocket holes or whatever, but this I think makes a stronger joint. So these are just a little bit long, so after I get them glued up, I'll just take and sand those or cut them off or whatever. So, okay, so I've got this drawer ready to go ahead and glue up. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this up, and then I'll just put clamps, a couple of bar clamps across just to hold it, to pull it tight. That's what I did with the other one, and it looks fine. The good thing about using the dominoes is it pretty much pulls everything into square, so really the clamping on it, you don't have to worry about it getting distorted because it is right on the money. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this up and call it good. Okay, so the way I did the other ones, and I'll do this in the same way, make sure there's nothing in these mortises so the dominoes will fit clear to the bottom. And I just took and put just a little bit of glue in here. Just a little on the end. I'll do the same over here. I do try to make sure I've got glue on both sides of the mortise. Now I just get some glue on the domino itself. My wife and I are going to be going somewhere here in a little bit. We had our 10-year anniversary. Friday was our we've been married 10 years, and I worked Friday and Saturday, and she worked Friday. So we are going to go have a nice dinner. All right, that's that one. Can I get it? There we go. Now, let's see here. Small scrap of wood here. And I'll just take and wipe this off for now. When I put it in clamps, I'll scrape it or whatever, make sure it's nice and tidy. So now we do the same thing on this side, and this will be, I got a little bit of squeeze out on the inside too there. Yeah, there we go. All right, so same thing. Make sure there's nothing in there. Try to get it on both sides. A little bit on the and I know that's not much glue, but it doesn't take a whole lot. This is probably way overkill. Go ahead and get these in. Go ahead and put a touch of glue on these. There we go. Take and wipe this all down. And I'll get some clamps. I'm gonna call this good for the day. As far as filming goes, I'm going to carry on with the other. I've got 2 more I need to finish up. Again, like I said, we're going to celebrate our anniversary. I wanted to wish my wife a happy 10 years. Can't wait to see what the next 10 years brings us. We've had some really good adventures. Y'all may not know, we're from Middle Tennessee, and the day before yesterday, Friday, our anniversary, the 10th of October, I seen on the news that there was an explosion in Middle Tennessee, and it was right up the road from where both of our parents live, up the highway, maybe 10 or 15 miles. My heart goes out to those who've lost loved ones. We know people who had family and friends that worked at that place and they're missing, and so keep them in your thoughts and prayers. I don't know if there's a fund that's going on to help the people that lost loved ones, but if there is, if anybody knows, leave it down in the comments. It's a sad thing. Your world can change in just a split second and never be the same. It doesn't take much. So with that in mind, tell your loved ones that you care about them, tell them you love them, be good to one another, and we'll see you in the next video.